Have no fear, the Dougster's here. Welcome to another episode of Dougster's Wolverine Garage, where today it's all about the tough guy. That's right, Hastings, Michigan. Over 100-year-old company now. This is the 100th anniversary tough guy. He's tough guy-ish. I don't care for it, but hey, it's not my design. So what I'm here to show you is show you my Hastings and K-Site stuff. So here we go. Here's just some of it. That is a sticker, big old sticker, probably 15 inches, that I have. And of course, that's the tough guy everyone loves. Hastings is the yellow. Hastings, everything, you'll see yellow as we go through all this, and everything's yellow. So I'll talk about these later at the end of the video. This is a Hastings brand compression tester, and ladies and gentlemen, it has some heft to it, and it works, I'm proud to say, and it cleaned up beautifully. When I got it, you could tell that it was just thrown in the bottom of a toolbox for decades upon decades. The glass really needed some help, but yeah, it works, and yeah, it's definitely a paperweight. And then universal compression tester, complete, and Hastings sets the pace. See the tough guy running? Now, it's hard to see, but if you look real close at our tough guy, he has, focus. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. But the earliest tough guy, he has stubble and a cigar. So that was tough back then, I guess. But so later, as we see, he quit smoking and he shaved somewhat. So, but that's the earliest. The running tough guy is the earliest one. And I have piston rings where the actual light paper bags that the rings are in have him on each one. It says Hastings sets the pace. We'll show some of that more probably in this video series. Hastings Automotive Tools. Catalog. Operating manual and automotive tune-up guide. And it's just how to use instructions. Talks about different pieces. Actually well written and very informative. Hastings new and packaged tools. There was a antique auto parts store in Grand Rapids called Northwestern Auto, and they were started in like 1949. And then they were a regular auto parts store, and then they evolved into antique car parts, and they were amazing. I talk about them a lot, and this is some of the goodies I bought from them. These were on pegboard above the head of the counter person, and they were yellow also, believe it or not. And these are all new in the package. Hastings. Some are Tough Guy H. Some are Hastings Arrow. Oh, that's Tough Guy and Hastings Arrow. You don't see him very often. He's common. There's so many tough guys out there. I have one on a catalog rack I'll show you in this video series that is a totally different style of more cartoony than this, but not like the one on my hat that you just seen. But battery terminal, pliers, oil filter, band clamps, and I think these are ring cleaners or compression or carbon scrapers. Yeah, flexible carbon scraper. And that's all of these are. This one's. So there's that for the tools. Oh, and I got this flexible shaft that goes on an implement, like a drill or something. Hastings flex drive attachment. Manufactured by Brush Research Manufacturing, but it's Hastings brand. That's the cartoony Hastings tough guy. So he's different. This is probably newer than most everything else. And then I bought this out of the off the shelf. Now I bought the Hastings oil filter catalog rack. There was a care package. There's 3 guys that worked there. There was Lenny, there was Gene, and there was Ken. Ken had worked there for over 50 years, and he worked alongside his dad and his uncle also while they worked there. So Gene started in 73 and Lenny started in 88. So when I bought the catalog rack from Lenny, the other 2 guys made me care packages. Gene gave me 176 Champion spark plugs for Big Block Mopar, and Ken gave me a bunch of Hastings stuff, including this charging system tester. And you can barely see it here by my thumb, but that says 1969. Charging system analyzer. And yes, it works. It's still in its original packaging. It even has the plastic sheath on it still. So somebody cared about it, which is nice to see, because I do too. Moving on, I'm going to cut away for a second and then move the tools over, and then we're going to talk about Hastings spark plugs. All right, I'm back, and now we're going to talk about Hastings spark plugs. Hastings only did the spark plug side of things for around a decade. They started doing it in the 40s, and then they abandoned the whole practice in the 50s because it just wasn't profitable. And so the original Hastings, as we know, Hastings is yellow. Even the porcelain on the plugs are yellow, and I'll show that here in a minute. This is a spark plug catalog for this style of Hastings plug. I have a whole box full of peanut plugs, like these little ones here. They're for 40s, Packards, and Cadillacs, and they're just little baby plugs. I can see why they call them peanut plugs. And then later, they went white porcelain, probably as a cost-cutting measure, before abandoning the practice. These are firepower spark plugs. We'll look into more of these in just a second. But yeah, wrapped in cosmoline paper. Even comes with a little washer, sealing washer. So we're gonna have a seat now. And the colors are just fantastic. Black and yellow. Looks really good, doesn't it? Shows well. So brand new box of plugs. And this is what it looks like. They're just little. I mean, my pinky in comparison. So they're just baby plugs. And yep. Look at the electrode. SP22. We'll have to look this up. But yes, yellow porcelain. It's not very yellow, but it is yellow. Made in USA. And that came just in some cosmoline paper and washer. And then there's the box that goes in there. And there's a white one. And there's like 3 or 4 more in there. And then here's a big one. This one's on my thumb. For comparison, excuse me. She's a big one. Yep, got a washer, but that's got a single strap on it instead of the. But look how closed off it is. It's got a single strap instead of the double strap. So we'll see if I can't find these 2 model plugs in the catalog. Be right back. More soon. Check out the inside of the catalog. Hastings Aerotype shrouded spark plugs. Shrouded design. A slotted skirt. Dual ground electrodes. Easier cleaning. Smoother and stronger rolled threads. Lower firing tip. Special shell finish. Gas tight seal. Large insulator top. Wider heat range. High voltage tested. Performance rated. Where gap setting permitted. Wider gap setting permitted. HT aluminum oxide insulator. 3-segment center electrode. Corrosion resistant gaskets. Aircraft solid copper gasket. Shrouded electrodes. Lasts longer, performs better, and cleans easier because it's engineered for replacement service. Shrouded twin electrodes out of the hot flame sweep. Wider gap setting, longer firing tip. Quickly thoroughly cleaned for new plug performance. Isn't this great? And, of course, it's going to tell you that Hastings is the best. Hastings motor engineered plugs for the 5455 Chrysler V8 engines. The new long reach Hastings Aerotype shrouded spark plug. Motor engineered plugs for 1955. And specifications and what it fits. I haven't found actually what it goes to because it says, Ace Motorcycles. How cool is that? ACF truck, Adams grader, Aero coach, stuff I've never even heard of. An Athens Foxfire truck, Alfco machine, Alice Chalmers, American LaFrance. Heard of American LaFrance. All sorts of neat stuff. But yeah, I haven't found. This is a 7/8 220. 7/8 220. And the other one is a 10-200. 10-300. So I'll look in the book and see. But yeah, this thing's way cool. And I've got way more catalogs than this. So there's going to be way more Hastings stuff. More soon. All right, I found out the plug fits, well, for the time being. It's 7/8 220, and here, Bull air compressor, 7/8 220. So that's for 1938 to 1940 Hercules OOB JXC. Gap is 25 thousandths to 28 thousandths. Cool. I'm going to keep looking. It's got to fit something else. Chicago gas engine. 9 CPG, high compression. 7/8 220. No gap requirement. That's interesting. Now we're talking. Now we're getting into something. Where was I? Yeah, here we are. Chrysler, I'm sure. Chrysler MAR, maybe Marine. INB. I don't know what MAR IMB is, but 7/8 220. Imperial 6 updraft carb, 7/8 220. The Royal 6 got the same spark plug. So cool. Spec for Chrysler. That's cool. We'll see if we can't find more. Consolidated light plant. Continental commercial engine, and it's way down here. The I6C. Cooper Bessemer engine, the GMR after 1936. GMV takes the 7/8 220. And so on and so forth. It's only in the C's, but that's pretty cool to see what that fits. And then just for fun, I'm going to go back through and find uses for the 10300. I was told it would fit Packards and Cadillacs, so I'm going to look there first. And 10300 is Chevrolet 10300, 1941, 1948, extreme service, all models, 10300, 18 thousandths gap. So not Caddy, Chevy, one of them. See if it fits Packard. Nope, on the Packard. But it is neat to find where these are in this. And I think that this is later, so I won't even, because these are the ones with the cross straps, and this one's a single strap, I believe. Yeah, single strap. All right, so more soon. Totally unrelated to the current theme of the video, but still so cool, I just can't not show these to you. I'm very proud of them. I have bought 2 of these are Fisher Body employee badges, and I don't know from what era. I don't know if these are the 30s, if these are the 40s, if these are the 50s. I don't know, because the Grand Rapids plant was started in the 30s, and it doesn't even sit there anymore. They tore it down a number of years ago, which was sad to see. That building was, if that's number 1, because there was a couple facilities in Grand Rapids, but if it's the stamping facility, then that was started in the 30s. The thing took up a whole city block. Impressive building. Anyways, these are very cool, and focus. Of course, it won't do it now. There we go. See the field and behind the numbers. I think that's so it can't be easily forged. Like just get a colored slip of paper. But they're very well made. I like the work worn, or it rubbed up against something for a lot. That's really cool. I wonder how many of these things got lost. And back sides of them, very well made. And it's made to pop apart. And they're made by Superior something. It's there and behind the hasp. In the middle. Behind the pin in the middle. Anyways. Oh, this one isn't marked. This one is. Superior seam and Stamp Company, Detroit, Michigan. Says it in the middle. And surprisingly, like, quality. Like, it's not no pile of crap. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about picking those up. I also have a 50 million cars GM coin. I'll go get that out. I'll show that to you. That's from the 50s, I believe. And here's the coin. Body by Fisher, 1908, 1954. And General Motors builds its first 50 million cars. So that's 1954, 1955. And if you've ever been to Detroit, the Fisher building, made by the Fisher brothers, is unbelievable. Guys, it's cool. There's an auditorium, then there's the actual Fisher building. And you walk into the Fisher building. Look it up on YouTube, guys. It's amazing. But the Fisher building is amazing. And so, yeah, thought I'd show you that. Some good General Motors stuff. I got more of that, but I just thought I'd throw that in as a little bonus for you. All right, more Hastings stuff to come. And now we're going to talk about K-Site. K-Site is a lubricant division for Hastings. And this is a thermometer. And it's not the bright yellow like it once was, but she's set aside a little bit, but she's not done for. Still works. It's 68. It's like 68 in here. And yeah, guarantees better and smoother performance, quick starting in coldest weather, or double your money back. That was a common theme with K-Site products. Double your money back. And once again, if you notice, it's yellow. So we're going to do some K-Site stuff here. More soon. And now we're on to K-Site, which is the lubricants division for Hastings. And yep, rings. I got some filters here too and valve seals. But right now, we're first going to look at the K-Site line of stuff I have. Torque, high performance torque, oil additive, adds power to your wheels. And isn't the black and red just great on that? And Hastings, Michigan, K-Site. It doesn't say K-Site anywhere else. Oh, some of them, the lids are embossed. K-Site right there. Some are plain like that one. Some say K-Site. Here's K-Site tune-up with the little flame guy. So they had all sorts of characters for so there's K-Site tune-up. There's a newer tune-up. Good old Motor Honey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And see, he's pointing up instead of over. Many tough guys. But look at that character. The tire. That's cool. Little flame guy. Get you right in there. Yeah. Hey, he cool. So not only do we have a tough guy, I don't even know his name. I'd love to. Flame guy. And then smooth seal. Transmission smooth seal. And this, you can barely read it. It's K-Site, uphill, K-Site. It's supposed to be bright yellow too. It had, when I got it, it was black. I didn't even know that there was anything in the bottle. It was all black. It was unbelievable. I actually scrubbed that off and miraculously kept the label intact. But that is sludge solvent. sludge solvent. And there's, see how nice that label was at one time? Right. Would have been bright yellow like those. That's pretty cool. And look, still some of the goo in there. And these are all full, by the way. So, Torque, that's my favorite one. Just because it's so different. And then up here, I got a leak stop 3C, and I forget what the 3C stands for. And I just picked this one up. I've had it 24 hours. Hastings Wear Reducer. This is really great. It has 2 tough guys on it. There's one tough guy. And if that isn't enough, look, there he is too. So he's watching you out. He's got your front, and he's got your back. Results guaranteed, or double your money back. Reduces friction. Results guaranteed, double your money back. That was a big slogan, by the way, back then. Double your money if dissatisfied. So now I've got some Hastings brand valve seals and box of rings, and these are like for like 40 Chevy. I think it's for like a Chevy stove bolt, pickup truck stove bolt. And then I've got some Hastings cartridge oil filters for 57 Chevys. Yes, 57 Chevy. So I will dig one of those out and then show that to you because, once again, Hastings yellow. Be right back. And we're back. I have that one back there by itself. That one is sealed, unopened. This one was already opened. So that's the only reason why I even have it out. I wouldn't open it. Factory sealed, I'll never open it. This is the cartridge oil filter. Hastings. Oh, look at that beautiful yellow. So, yep, with Densite filtering medium. Densite. Must when it goes with Casite. Densite. This is the box. Nice. 209 full flow filter fits. Chevy V8 engine. AC filter, a PM11 series. Replaces AC, replaces GM. Yeah. And boxes of rings, they're just little packs. And they have the running on each light foil or paper pack. It has a little picture of the Hastings tough guy, and he's running. He's got stubble in his cigar. So like I said, that's the oldest one of the tough guys. It says Hastings sets the pace. So more Hastings stuff soon. Hastings thermometer. My mother-in-law works for the piston ring, and she gives me a lot of her seniority gifts or annual gifts. She's given me this thermometer and this clock. And see, I'll zoom you in here. Look, he's got stubble and a cigar. Hastings sets the pace. So that's the old school. That's the original. Oh, and his hat's different. That's right. He wears a beret. He wears a beret instead of the gas station attendant's hat or the army looking hat. So yeah, he wears a beret. So yeah, more Hastings stuff. I absolutely love these 2 pieces, by the way. More Hastings stuff in a minute. And this is my Hastings oil filters catalog rack. And I need to build a shelf for it, and I have boxes and boxes. I have a nice assortment of catalogs to go in my catalog rack, so it'll actually be a bona fide working catalog rack. You need to look up spark plugs, you can look up spark plugs and whatever. And I think that might be handy for us in our hobby, that we can look up reference old part numbers and try to figure out a cross reference or something. So I'm glad I picked all that up. That's another thing I got out of the antique auto parts store. And nope. But if you look at the tough guy, I know he's sideways, sorry. But if you look, he's the most cartoony I've ever seen. And that's another version of our tough guy. But his hat only was, he had the beret, as you've seen there. But he's got his little, I don't know what you call that hat. Like army guys have it. So that is, other than they're packed away, I have a whole bunch of Hastings catalogs for the catalog rack. It's going to be primarily Hastings, but I've got AC Delcos and chassis books, and I've got an assortment of everything, but it's going to be very heavy on the Hastings. So I hope you liked my little Hastings tour, and always looking for more. So thanks for checking me out, and check out more content on Dougster's Wolverine Garage. See ya.